The following video will teach you how to use the tools you will see in the upcoming Smarter Balanced assessment. On test day, your teacher will walk you through how to get into the test, and here we will explain what you will see on the screen. There are a variety of tools that you can use during testing. These items are your universal tools, which you will have access to regardless of what kind of device you are using. If the print size is too small, you can use the zoom in and zoom out buttons. This will increase or decrease the text size of the entire test. Once you have answered the questions on a page, you can use the navigation buttons. The right arrow will advance you to the next page. You must answer every question on a page before you can advance. If you are missing an answer, you will see the following message. Make sure you scroll all the way down to make sure you did not miss any questions. The left arrow will allow you to return to the previous page to review the previous questions. A new tool that is available this year is the context menu. You will see it in different locations, and you will have access to different tools depending on what the context menu is associated to. If you do not know how to answer a question, the tutorial tool located in the context menu of an item can be used. By clicking the tool, you will be shown a short animation explaining how to answer the question. After viewing the video, click the X on the top right corner to close the pop-up window. If the item is multiple choice, clicking on the context menu will give you the ability to strike through items. You can use the strike through tool to put a line through answers you know are incorrect. To get out of the strike through mode, simply click outside of the selected item, which will look grayed out. To remove a strike through, click strike through in the context menu of that particular item and click the response you would like to remove the strike through from. Please note, a strike through does not eliminate that choice. You can still check or uncheck that item. Notice that I am able to check and uncheck this item with a strike through. Make sure if you do not want that response to remove the check. If you would like to highlight text, you can select it using your mouse or trackpad. Once your text is selected, click on the context menu and select Highlight Selection. Note, highlights are not saved if you pause or leave your test. Upon returning after a pause, all your highlights will no longer be available. The Mark for Review option in the context menu of an item will flag a question and remind you to come back to it. A flagged item will have an earmark next to the item number, and it will change from gray to blue. You can return to the previous questions using the Questions drop-down list. Items marked for review will be shown here as well. During an ELA test, you can use the Passage Expansion button. This button will allow you to make the passage wider for easier reading. Note, when your passage is expanded, you will not be able to answer questions. The passage will cover the problems. If you see a word surrounded by a dotted line, you can hover your mouse over it, which will highlight it blue. Clicking the word will give you a definition. Close the glossary window using the X on the top right corner of the pop-up window that appeared. If you would like to take notes on a question you plan to come back to, you can use the notepad. To access the notepad on a particular item, click on the context menu and select Notepad. After typing your note, be sure to click Save and Close. When you return to this question, clicking on Notepad in the context menu will show your notes. Note, Notepad notes are not saved if you pause or leave your test. Upon returning after a pause, all your notes will no longer be available. The Save button will only appear during certain longer writing types. If you see the Save button, be sure to save often. The Pause button can be used for a short break. Make sure you let your instructor know before you pause. Once paused, you will be removed from the test. After your break, you will need to log in again using the current session ID. Your instructor will need to approve you, and you can continue testing. If you pause your test for longer than 20 minutes, you will not be able to review any previously answered questions, including items marked for review, and your notes and highlights will no longer be available. Make sure to pause only when necessary. Some math items for students grades 6th through 11th will allow you to use your calculator. If you see a calculator icon appear, you are allowed to use the built-in calculator to help solve the problem. At the end of a segment, you will be allowed to review all questions, including flagged items. Once you enter the next segment, you will not be able to review previously answered questions. When you have reached the end of a test, the next button will change into an End Test button. You will be given a warning letting you know you have reached the end. Clicking Yes will take you to a submission page. Here you will be able to review problems from your final segment. If you are truly finished, you can click Submit Test. You will see a warning window, making sure you are ready to submit. Clicking Yes will submit your test and give you a confirmation page. We hope this video will help give you a brief overview of what you will see during testing.